For her research, Kay has spoken to a number of former Chinese officials, including a former Chinese diplomat, a labor camp director, a secret agent, a propagandist, and even an army colonel. In her book, she describes a striking experience when a former Chinese police commissioner described himself and those living under the Chinese Communist Party as walking dead.
He said that we live like walking corpses. And when I heard that term, walking corpses, I had to stop the translator at that point and say, are you translating this correctly? Am I hearing this right? And she said, yes, walking corpses, walking soulless bodies, walking flesh. That's what he was saying.
人活的那根本不是人啊，我们活的都叫做行尸走肉啊，没有灵魂的。
When Kay first heard the term walking dead, she asked other former Chinese officials if they had heard the term as well. It turned out it wasn't that uncommon.
行尸走肉，哎，对，对，我讲的就是这个，就是我刚刚没用这个词，就是中共毒化人，就是把人变成行尸走肉。他说要共产党员成为党的驯化了的工具。他又说人是动物，当然是说一个高级动物。那么他的这个动物是被驯化了的动物，就一直听话的。
They weren't just describing themselves, they were describing many people in China living like the walking dead, and that's essentially how the book started, was to be able to explain this concept in a Western context so that we could understand what they've become under this destructive ideology.
So these are people who have basically obliterated their own consciences and or had them obliterated for them.
There's another term that they also used, 2 layers of skin. That's where you have to separate your inner conscience from the outer layer of what you present to the public. So basically you have to push your conscience, your soul aside, and also means you have to push your truth, your sense of morality aside, and present to the public what the party wants you to present. That's what a communist member does, a communist official, that's what they must do. That's what they're obligated to do. They pledge an oath to put the needs of the party before their own. So if the party requires them to do certain things, which it does, and maybe they don't want to hurt somebody, but they have to hurt somebody. Maybe they don't want to lie, but they have to lie. So your personal conscience, your beliefs, sense of morality must be pushed to that inner layer of skin. And the outer layer of skin is justified to lie, cheat, steal, torture, or kill. So for example, in 2014, there was a photograph that was posted on Weibo. It was leaked from a CCP journalist training session. This slide stated very clearly that news focuses on information, propaganda on format. News focuses on originality, propaganda on repetition. News focuses on fact, propaganda on opinion. News focuses on the timely, propaganda on timing. News focuses on communication, propaganda on manipulation. News focuses on balance, propaganda on spin. The CCP journalists are very aware of what they are doing. They have clearly been told they do propaganda, not news.
你的要有自己的马列主义新闻观。我们做的是怎么样把党的声音传得更远。
宣传的和实际的是脱节的，因为它不可能实际。它一实际，那把那一些真实的东西都说出来，人们都认识了共产党了，那共产党就没法存在。它必须得不断的造假。
The Chinese regime has always had a way of twisting words and events to its advantage. But only those who are truly aware of the regime's bloody past can see through the fog of propaganda.
天安门镇压的那天，我小女儿在家，我在公安部机构，我说你赶快出来看，你不看，你一辈子会后悔，不知道共产党是多坏。你赶快出来看，看一次，20年、30年的经历你都抵不上的。
I'm a mother. I wouldn't ask my children to go and watch Killing on the Street. But he did that. So I had to ask him why. Why did you do that? And his answer was equally incomprehensible to me.
在那年的话，革命的一天等了20年，我就念那句话，告诉我女儿，你赶快出来看共产党怎么屠杀的。你不看不懂啊。
The Tiananmen Square massacre was very, very visible in public. Since then, the regime has learned that you don't do that. You don't let the media see. That's why we don't have footage of the Falun Gong persecution or the Uyghur internment camps. I mean, we have little bits and pieces. But this particular official, he knew that it was significant for his daughter to go and watch the killing with her own eyes, because he knew that they would cover it up. He knew that the propaganda from the CCP would come into effect immediately. It always has. Over the next few days, the CCP played reports that the students killed soldiers. But we know that's not the case. 10,000 students, regular citizens, were said to have died that night on the square. But they didn't have any memorial for them.